Good evening. This is Apostle Rochelle Johnson from Boots on the Ground, coming to you with this final mini video in reference to the Emancipation Proclamation. I'm going to try to make this mini, amen, to the best of my ability. Got several points to hit on. We all understand the definition of emancipation, amen. The other members of the group have already went through and explained all of that, as well as myself. So let's hop right on into it. There were 10, amen, 10 facts about the Emancipation Proclamation. The first one was, number one, the President Lincoln had to issue it twice. Amen. The first time he issued it in September of 1862. And there were so many people that was in rebellion about it that he gave them a deadline. And if they didn't make their vote by that deadline, he was going to push it through. So again, he came back around and reissued it again in January of 1863. Amen. Second point is, it only applied to the rebellion states. Amen. It says President Lincoln justified the Emancipation Proclamation as a war measure intended to cripple the Confederacy. Amen. Point number 3. Lincoln's advisors did not initially support the Emancipation Proclamation. They thought that it was a little bit too radical. Amen. And because they thought it was a little bit radical, they didn't support the president at that time to issue the Emancipation Proclamation. But due to the victory at Antietam, that persuaded his cabinet and cabinet members to later on to support the Emancipation Proclamation. Number 4, the Battle of Antietam, also known as Sharpsburg, provided the necessary Union victory to issue the Emancipation Proclamation. Amen. It says, although the Battle of Antietam resulted in a draw, the Union Army was able to drive the Confederates out of Maryland. That was enough for them to call it victory, and that was enough for the president at that time to issue the Emancipation Proclamation 5 days later. Number 5. The Emancipation Proclamation was a firm demonstration of the president's executive war powers. Amen. We all know that the president has the authority to do certain things. There are other things that he has to have the backing of a certain committee or a certain legislation or a certain whatever. But the overall power is in the hands of the president. So we have to be careful who we put our power, who hands we're in. Amen. Are we in the hands of the enemy that has power but limited? Or are we in the hands of God that has all? Amen. Number 6 is, it changed the focus of the war. It says, up until September 1862, the main focus of the war had been to preserve the Union. But the assurance of the Emancipation Proclamation, freedom of slaves, became a legitimate war aim. We don't want you free. Amen. So the Confederates was consistently fighting. They was fighting for certain territories to come over certain regions. And that's like the enemy. The enemy tries to fight you over certain regions. That's why when you are going into a different region, you have to pray before you get into that region. You have to ask God, give me the authority in this particular region. You just don't want to go in there because you may bring something back with you that you're not ready for. Amen. Number 7, the Emancipation Proclamation helped prevent the involvement of foreign nations in the Civil War. Amen. And number 9, it paved the way for African Americans to fight for freedom. The United States colored troops, which was USCT, ended the war with over 200,000 African Americans who served in the Union Army and in the Union Army and Navy. Amen. Number 9, it led the way to totally abolish the slavery in the United States. However, there's still not freedom. Amen. I'm going to put a comma there. Number 10, Lincoln considered the Emancipation Proclamation the crowning achievement for his presidency. Every president that has been elected president has that crowning achievement, amen, that they are known for, that has went down in history. And this was President Lincoln's, amen. So the overall theme here of the Emancipation Proclamation is to bring forth freedom, release, so that people could exercise their rights. Amen. And as a child of God, God has allowed us the freedom. Amen. And he has given us authority. He has given us the empowerment to move through certain things. And so in this time, in this season, just know that the ultimate sacrifice was Jesus. The price was already paid. Don't you want to be free? Amen. So thank you for this time. And I did go over. I tried to push it in as quick as I could. But I will see you next time here on Boots on the Ground. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed day.